NFPs are over, Fed rate meetings, ECB rate meetings, they're all over. What's happening with the FX markets? Well, if you look here at the euro against the USD, we had some very powerful gyrations last week. We tumbled and then we gained sharply, and we're pretty much where we have been over the last couple of weeks. In fact, the same levels we reached here on August 22nd, and also pretty much the same levels we saw here in July. So things are definitely a bit more choppier than usual. But now if you look at the big picture, we're still dealing with the downtrend. We're still creating these lower and lower highs. I do know we created this high here that is higher than this one, but overall we're dealing with a downtrend. And I would say as long as you do trade below this level, probably going to trade lower. But we are in a short-term uptrend. So the market is being squeezed by these two levels, and at one point it needs to make a decision. Is it going to break the downside? That point probably reach 95.42, maybe 94. If we break the upside, we can go a bit higher, maybe as high as 103.61. Because if you look at the big picture, we had quite a steep decline in the euro this year. Pretty much started trading lower here since May of 2021. And, it wouldn't be unsurprising if we have a bit of a correction, maybe just up towards this area here, and then possibly trade lower. In the case of the GBP versus the USD, the situation is not too different. We had a very, very sharp drop, and now maybe the market wants to push towards 120 more or less, so up to these levels up here. But if you look at something like a 4-hour chart here, I'm more convinced that this is more in a downtrend rather than an uptrend. And here I continue to be bearish below 115.07. That was my view before the NFPs last week. Obviously, with the benefit of that data in the market volatility, I'd rather be bearish below this high here, which is 116.55. But it is tricky, and I don't think it's going to be too easy. If you look here, this is dollar yen. Dollar yen is just above support. If you look here, this is dollar CAD. Dollar CAD actually traded below support and could trade a bit lower. If you look at my New Zealand dollar, we were probably gonna hit higher here. I've been bullish for a while. And whereas if you look at the Aussie dollar, we're neutral. So when you see things like this, Euro USD sort of neutral to bullish, GBP USD sort of bearish still, dollar yen a bit bearish, dollar CAD bearish, but then some of the other things being neutral, then unless you sync with the markets is really good, it's actually better to lay low, because there's this idea within the trading community that you should always be in position, you should always be trading. But what has worked for myself is actually to take a bit of a break once in a while when I'm not in sync with the markets. What do you think is next for the dollar? Share it in the comments below.